So today I wanted to talk to you about the importance of play in your life, the importance of a state of flow, which usually I feel like we really get into when we feel like we are playing instead of working. I first noticed it during my yoga classes. It's something I see in people that are new to yoga, but also in people that have been practicing for years. And that is that they take it so seriously that they forget to play. They forget to enjoy the practice and enjoy finding out what their body can do, challenging yourself and playing with your limits. Just enjoy the process instead of always racing to the end. And this got me thinking. And I think this is something we tend to do in all aspects of life. We tend to take things so seriously that we forget to just enjoy the process, enjoy life as it is. We forget that there is no end goal in life. Once we reach a goal, there will always be a new shiny goal just out of reach to strive for. But while racing from goal to goal, from task to task, hour to hour, we forget to enjoy the process. We forget to just play, do things we enjoy just for the sake of enjoying them. I think we get most of our inspiration when we are just playing, letting joy and creativity flow without expectations. I know that I certainly do. So I think this state of flow, this state of play, is the opposite of hard work, of pushing yourself to do things without really inspiration there, just because you feel like you have to do them. And it's also the opposite of like a burnout. I feel like rest is super important, but being in a state of play, in a state of inspiration, is just as important as taking the rest you need. If you're interested in just learning more about rest and self-care, I did do videos on that as well, so I have those linked for you. Also the importance of blank calendar space. But today I really wanted to dive into play, into getting in a state of flow. And this is going to be very different for everyone. No one is going to be the same in this. I thought I would just kind of take you along for my day, do a few things that I feel like help me to get in a state like that, in a state of play and flow and just a state of joy of doing what I like doing, what I enjoy doing, and which really for me gets the inspiration flowing. And that is going to look so different for everyone. So I thought first let's just kind of look up and see what the dictionary really understands under play and under a state of flow. So I'm just going to the Cambridge Dictionary and I'm going to ask it. Alright, so play. When you play, especially as a child, you spend time doing an enjoyable and or entertaining activity. And then let's look at flow. This is not the type of flow that I meant. Okay, state of flow. Let's see what it's... So the dictionary does not know what a state of flow is. Maybe I just don't know how to look things up in this thing. I'm just going to quickly Google it. We could also try ChatGPT. Would that be fun? Should we try that? Oh, here, flow in psychology. Flow in positive psychology, also known colloquially, colloquially, as being in the zone, yeah. It's the mental state in which a person performing some activity is fully immersed in a feeling of energized focus, full involvement and enjoyment in the process of the activity. That is what we're looking for today. And that's just by Wikipedia, so please take all of this with a grain of salt. So if you want a good example of a state of flow for me, I feel like I really was in that when I filmed the video on my spring favorites, so I have that video linked for you. I actually also got some comments on that video of people really seeing the enjoyment in me making that video, and it really kind of coming through the screen basically. So I feel like that is a pretty good example of me being in a state of flow, just really genuinely loving the process, enjoying the process, and just really being immersed in that. And as they say here, like a feeling of energized focus. And I just want to see what ChatGPT has to say about this, just because it's fun and we can. So let's see, ChatGPT. I could just record my screen. Let's do that. Maybe that would be good. Okay, so welcome to ChatGPT. What is a state of flow? This is kind of fun. Okay, so according to ChatGPT, I can't even read this.
The state of flow, also known as being in the zone, is a psychological state where a person is fully immersed and engaged in an activity. This state is characterized by several key features. 1. Intense focus. The person has a high level of concentration and focus on the task at hand. 2. Loss of self-consciousness. There is a diminished awareness of the self and a reduced focus on worries or external pressures. 3. Time distortion. The perception of time becomes distorted. It may feel like time is moving faster or slower than usual. 4. Effortlessness. Actions and thoughts flow effortlessly, and there is a sense of ease in performing the task. 5. Intrinsic motivation. The activity is inherently rewarding, and the person is motivated by the enjoyment and satisfaction derived from the task itself, rather than external rewards. 6. Challenge skill balance. There is a balance between the challenge of the activity and the individual's skills. The task is neither too easy nor too difficult. 7. Clear goals and feedback. The person knows what needs to be done and receives immediate feedback on their performance, which helps them adjust their actions and stay engaged. The concept of flow was introduced by psychologist Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi, who studied the experiences of artists, athletes, musicians, and other professionals who frequently entered this state. Achieving flow can lead to enhanced performance, creativity, and overall well-being.
Well, there you have it. I had no idea ChatGPT could actually tell me this instead of just write it out. That's kind of fun. Anyway, that is a state of flow according to ChatGPT. So in order to really reach this state of flow, what we are looking for is an intense focus and really that enjoyment in the activity. So you're looking for a really close balance here. I'm just going to ask it what you should do in order to get in a state of flow. Let's see what ChatGPT thinks of that. How to get a state of flow. Right, we have 11 points here. Let's see. Getting into a state of flow involves creating the right conditions and adapting certain practices that can facilitate deep focus and engagement. Here are some strategies to help you achieve a state of flow. Choose a challenging task. Select activities that are challenging yet achievable. The task should stretch your skills but not be so difficult that it causes frustration. And I feel like that is kind of important here. Set clear goals. Define what you want to accomplish, clear objectives, provide direction and a sense of purpose, which help maintain focus. Eliminate distractions. Create an environment that minimizes interruptions, turn off notifications, find a quiet space, and eliminate potential sources of distraction. Match skills with challenges. Ensure there is a balance between your skills and the challenges of the task. If the task is too easy, increase its difficulty. If it's too hard, break it down into smaller, manageable steps. Again, I feel like this is super important. With a bigger task at hand, it can often feel kind of daunting for me, and breaking it down into little steps can really help to make it feel manageable. And in the end, actually help you achieve goals that you may not have thought you could achieve at first. Then point 5, maintain focus. Concentrate fully on the task at hand. Practice mindfulness or meditation to enhance your ability to focus. Use immediate feedback. That's number 6. Seek or set up a system for immediate feedback on your performance. This helps you adjust your actions and stay engaged. I don't know if that's really necessary for a state of flow, but ChatGPT thinks it is. Engage in enjoyable activities. I feel like this is very much a key point here. Choose activities that you find intrinsically rewarding and enjoyable. Passion and interest can significantly enhance your ability to enter flow. Develop a routine. Establish a routine that signals to your brain it's time to work. This could involve a specific time of day, a particular workspace, or a series of pre-task rituals. That could actually be a really good idea. I have not done that before, but that does make kind of sense. Take care of your physical state. Ensure you are well rested, hydrated, and have eaten properly. Physical well-being supports mental focus and stamina. Makes perfect sense. And practice regularly. Like any skill, entering a state of flow gets easier with practice. The more you work on entering and maintaining flow, the more natural it will become. Embrace the process, yes. Focus on the process rather than the end result. Enjoy the journey of doing the activity itself. By incorporating these strategies, you can create the optimal condition of achieving flow, leading to enhanced productivity, creativity, and satisfaction in your activities. Now that sounds really nice. I'm gonna take a sip of my tea, because according to ChatGPT, we need to stay hydrated. And it's just really good. So that's quickly it about flow. As you can see, play and flow really are intertwined, at least if you ask me, in order to get into that state of flow where really your creativity, your everything really is, well, flowing. It is the most inspiring state to be in. For me, it's definitely a state where I get my inspiration and, well, going with the flow. Yeah. So play and getting into that state of flow are very much intertwined. You kind of need play in order to get into a state of flow, I think. However, flow goes a little bit deeper than just playing. For me, just reading is very much an activity that helps me rest and it feels like play. It's an enjoyable activity for me. I actually can kind of get into a state of flow by reading. I can very much just lose track of time and be completely immersed in it, which is really what that state of flow is. But so I think you can pretty much get there with whatever it is that you want. So something that I find really has been a place where I'm able to get into that state of flow when it comes to reading lately is with my French comic books. Did you think I was going to say that? Probably not. Let's visit my comic books. All right. How are we doing this? Okay, so this is a very weird angle. So I think the last time I really showed you my little comic book collection was probably with my dyslexia video, which I will have linked for you up in the cards right there, as well as in the description box if you'd like to check that out. But in that video, I'm just going to move to the couch because that's more comfortable for sure. Let's plop you down right there. Let's see, are we doing this like this? Let's zoom you out, you're so close. Is this better? I feel like that's better. So, anyway, as I was saying, last time we really spoke about this, it was probably at my... Was it this last summer that I really talked about that, my dyslexia video? I think it might have been last summer, maybe fall? Anyway, I will have that linked for you. And I was talking to you about the super cute series Le Grimoire d'Elphie, which I am reading. I'm definitely going to be reading it like if there's coming new... I want to say episode. It's not an episode. New tomes, I think they call it in French. As you can see, I'm not used to the whole verbiage around comic books, either in English or French. Anyway, when a new part is coming out, I'll be reading that. I love that series, probably always will. It is a children's series and I don't care. So I've been learning French for the past few years and really making some progress, and last summer I started reading comic books. French comic books. Never read any comic books before, but for me it's challenging while also being super fun, which I feel like, as we just discovered, is the perfect way to really get into that state of flow. Now, the comic books that I've been reading have gradually gotten more difficult. I'm probably still reading children's books. That's just the way it is. I also always have my phone or my partner right next to me, so I can either ask what something means or I can look it up, because I definitely don't know all of the words in there. And yeah, the amount of books have exponentially grown in the past few months, really. I started out with Le Grimoire d'Elphie, which is the cutest little children's story about a little girl with her grimoire who is just going on all of these adventures. Then for my birthday, my partner actually gave me 2 more comic books. One was Le Jardin des Fées, which is a little bit more difficult than Le Grimoire d'Elphie. I think it's from the same scenarist as Le Grimoire d'Elphie, or the same drawing. I don't know. It's like from partially the same people working on that comic book. And again, love that. So I now also have all of the versions that are out from that, which is 3 books. And my partner was so sweet to give me 2 more series, which I'm currently reading this. This is a 2-part series, Le Paris des Merveilles. Merveilles? I really don't know how to pronounce this. Merveille? Merveille? If you're French, please let me know how to pronounce this. And I do enjoy the style of drawings. I so far enjoy the story well enough. I'm gonna say I definitely prefer Le Grimoire d'Elphie and Le Jardin des Fées. Like, I love my magical stories. This definitely has some magic in there. It's kind of interesting. But what I really wanted to say was that this is something that I actually enjoy doing. I enjoy looking at the pictures and I love reading, while also being really challenging because it's in French. And while I've been learning French very slowly over the past few years, my French is nowhere near good. Like, I'm actually surprised how much I understand in this, but please don't start talking French to me, because usually if people are talking in French, that's going way too fast. I'm actually listening occasionally to this podcast, which is 5 minutes so easy French, something like that. I'll see if I can link it for you. And that is somewhat doable for me. Also, if my partner is speaking very slowly and articulate, I can kind of understand that, but yeah, conversations, I may pick up a word here or there, but that's pretty much all it. So I have a long way to go yet. But reading stuff like this is very much a good way for me to get in that state of flow, because it is enjoyable, it is challenging, and I can totally spend like an entire day trying to read this thing. Yes, it's going to take a full day for me to read like a thin little comic book like this, because it is challenging for me, okay? But it's really fun. So just wanted to touch on that.